Hello, it's Jennifer with Sweet Home California. It's 8 o'clock and we just finished setting up our poll for the recall tomorrow. I'm in Kern County, and so anyhow, our polls are going to open at 7. I think that's statewide. It opens at 7. I'm going to be there at 6 along with my fellow poll workers, and I will be there all the way until 8 o'clock at night when the polls close, and then we'll have a couple hours of stuff to do afterwards. We can expect to leave tomorrow night around 10. So I'm going to be bringing a lot of coffee, and our poll supervisor asked me what kind of candy I like, and she has said that she's got Snickers bars for me and Reese's peanut butter cups, but I'm going to have to bring a couple sandwiches so I'm not just eating junk food all day. But anyhow, it was an interesting day. I am new to this area, and so I haven't actually voted in the polls here. So in light of the issues that were reported today and yesterday with early voting, I wanted to ask my supervisor, some questions. I want to know what's going to go on if XYZ happens. If somebody comes in and it looks like they've already voted, what do we do? Do we issue them a provisional? What do we do? And she said, well, we don't have to mess with any of that because we don't do digital voting. Everything is paper ballots. I love Kern County. I'm so glad that we moved here instead of LA County, because LA County is only literally 10 minutes south of us, and my husband works in LA County, but the house we found just so happened to be just a little further along, and so we're in a whole different county. And Kevin McCarthy is our representative, so we are one of the few districts in California that actually has a Republican, whatever you may feel about Kevin McCarthy, better than a Democrat. But I did learn some interesting things tonight. One is that people need to volunteer. Okay. We have, I'm not sure how many different polling stations we have in our town, but it's probably around 8,000 total voters. I'm not sure what share we're going to get, but we were originally supposed to have 5 poll workers, a supervisor and 4 workers. And one of them had already told our supervisor that he's not going to be able to be there tomorrow, so that brings us down 1. And one of them that was supposed to be there to help us set up today wasn't there, so it begs the question as to whether or not she's going to show up tomorrow. So it may just be 2 worker bees and the supervisor, and I'm new. Luckily the other 2 are experienced, so it had been really bad if it all been a bunch of new people. But it's really important. This is our democracy, and it's only as good as the people that are doing it. You can make all sorts of laws as to what the procedures are supposed to be, but it really depends on the people on the ground carrying it out. And in order to keep people honest, and it's not just necessarily keeping them honest, it's a matter of training, because as I said, I'm new. What would have happened if everybody was new? We all would have just been, the blind leading the blind. So, we had manuals. We went step by step. We checked serial numbers. We did have one little hiccup where a printer that was supposed to be for us wasn't with us, because everything's serialized and it says what location it's supposed to be at, and we had somebody else's printer. But because it wasn't a big deal, it was just a printer, there's no information stored on, it's just a standard HP printer, then we just had to scratch out the original serial number that we were supposed to have and make note that we had gotten a different printer. But nothing is connected to the internet. I checked, there is no Wi-Fi, and we didn't connect anything to it anyway. So the only machine that's at all electronic is for the disabilities. So if you have a problem with seeing or hearing, any kind of disability or whatever, there's a machine for that to help them with voting as independently as possible. But then even that doesn't go on like a little card and then disappear into the ether somewhere. It will print out that ballot. You check the ballot, make sure it's what you wanted it to be, and then that goes into the ballot box. So again, it's completely paper. There isn't any possibility of the shenanigans, at least not at the precinct level. I don't know exactly what happens after that. I hope to find some more information about that later. But anyhow, Kern County is all paper. Please, though, if you are experiencing any problems with any other digital machine or whatever, because LA County is digital, then make sure that you are reporting it. I know Larry Elder's website has a place where you can report. The LA Times also has a web page where you can report any problems. But of course, they're looking for stories. I don't know exactly what they can do about it, other than to pick and choose what they're going to report on. So anyhow, it's fun doing my civic duty. I never have been called for being on a jury, but this is another, very important thing for our democracy, and I would highly recommend anyone that can possibly get off work on voting day to participate in it. It's going to be a long day. I'm going to get some sleep now, and thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and please let me know your experiences if you're in California with how your voting day is going. Oh, one last thing to remember: if you bring in your ballot, the ballot must be in the envelope. It must be signed. Even if you're bringing it into the precinct, if you want it to count like that, you must sign the envelope. If you lost your envelope, they can give you one there, but you must have your original ballot. If you do not have the original mail-in ballot that they sent you, then you will be asked to vote provisionally, and that's just because you could have already turned in your ballot, and they need to make sure. So, I mean, that totally makes sense to be a provisional ballot if you don't turn in your mail-in. So, just wanted to make sure you knew that. So, we are all volunteers, so please be kind to the people that are taking your votes, okay? And I'm sure, at least in my county, things aren't going to happen at this level. So anyhow, God bless. Pray for us. Really, really pray. We need it, and I will talk to you later. I don't know if I'll be able to report it all tomorrow, but you'll at least hear from me by Wednesday. Talk to you later. Bye.